Prabhu, there is the WhatsApp.
Actually, Prabhu, I can't join from WhatsApp. My parents check it frequently.
Yes, Prabhu,
That's the
I'll send you the
problem.
YouTube.
Yeah, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Please start. Hare Krishna.
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति सपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्विताश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी विश्वानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नित्यानंद नमस्ते सरस्वते गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यादि पाश्चात्य तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। थैंक यू प्रभु, थैंक यू वेरी मच for giving me this.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Who wants to continue?
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। शृण्वतां स्वकदा कृष्णः पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृदयन्तस्थो ह्यभद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृत्सताम्। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवतीत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिके। Before reciting this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the merry means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Naranarayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Sri Sri Krishna, the Supreme, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, Super Soul, in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee, who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. By regular attendance in the classes on the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and by rendering of the service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Thank you, Prabhu.
Haribo, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Who wants to start today? From text number 44.
Prabhu, can I read a verse?
Yes, Prabhu.
Text 44. अथ निर्याय सलीलात् प्रचेतस उदान्वतः वीक्ष्याकुप्यन् द्रुमैच्छन्नां गां गां रोद्धुम् इवोच्छ्रितैः. Synonyms. Atha, thereafter. Niryaya, after coming out. Salilat, from the water. Prachetasaha, all the prachetas. Udanvataha, of the sea. Vikshya, having observed, Akupyan became very angry. Drumaihi, by trees. Channam, covered. Gam, the world. Gam, the heavenly planets. Rodhum, to obstruct. Iva, as if. Uchrithaihi, very tall. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thereafter, all the Prachetas emerged from the waters of the sea. They then saw that all the trees on land had grown very tall, as if to obstruct the path of heavenly planets. These trees had covered the entire surface of the world. At this time, the Prachetas became very angry. Purport. King Prachina Barhishat left his kingdom before his sons arrived after the execution of penance and austerity. The sons, the Prachetas, were ordered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to come out of the water and go to the kingdom of their father in order to take care of that kingdom. However, when they came out, they saw that everything had been neglected due to the king's absence. They first observed that food grains were not being produced and that there were no agricultural activities. Indeed, the surface of the world was practically covered with very tall trees. It seemed as though the trees were determined to stop people from going into outer space to reach the heavenly kingdoms. The Prachetas became very angry when they saw the surface of the globe covered in this way. They desired that the land be cleared for crops. It is not a fact that jungles and trees attract clouds and rain, because we find rainfall over the sea. Human beings can inhabit any place on the surface of the earth by clearing jungles and converting land for agricultural purposes. People can keep cows, and all economic problems can be solved in that way. One need only work to produce grains and take care of the cows. The wood found in the jungles may be used for constructing cottages. In this way, the economic problem of humanity can be solved. At the present moment, there are many vacant lands throughout the world, and if they are properly utilized, there will be no scarcity of food. As far as rain is concerned, it is the performance of yajna that attracts rain. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, अन्नाद् भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जन्याद् अन्नसम्भवः यज्ञाद् भवति पर्जन्यो यज्ञः यज्ञः कर्मसमुद्भवः. All living bodies subsist on food grains, which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by the performance of yajna, sacrifice, and yajna is born of prescribed duties. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 14. By performing of sacrifice, man will have sufficient rainfall and crops. Text 45. Tato Gnimarutau Rajan Amunchan Mukhato Rusha Mahim Nirvirudham Kartum संवर्तक इवात्यये ततः. Synonyms. Tataha, thereafter. Agni, fire. Marutav, and air. Rajan, O king. Amunchan, they emitted. Mukataha, from their mouths. Rusha, out of anger. Mahim, the earth. Nirvirudham, treeless. Kartum, to make. Samvartakaha, the fire of devastation. Iva, like. Atyaye, at the time of devastation. Translation. My dear king, at the time of devastation, Lord Shiva emits fire and air from his mouth out of anger to make the surface of the earth completely treeless. The Prachetas also emitted fire and air from their mouths. Purport. In this verse, Vidura is addressed as Rajan, which means O king. In this regard, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments that a Dhira never becomes angry because he is always situated in devotional service. Advanced devotees can control the senses, therefore a devotee can be addressed as Rajan. A king controls and rules in various ways among citizens. Similarly, one who can control his senses is the king of the senses. He is a Swami or Goswami. The Swamis and Goswamis are therefore sometimes addressed as Maharaja or King. भस्मसात् क्रियमाणां तान् द्रुमाद्वीक्ष्य पितामहः आगतः शमयाम् आस पुत्रान् बर्हिष्मतो नयैः भस्मासात् into ashes. Kriyamanan being made, and all of them. Druman, the trees, Vikshya, aging, I guess, seeing. Prabhu, can you scroll a bit down? Yes, Vikshya, seeing. Pitamaha, Lord Brahma, Agataha, came there. Shamayam, Asa, pacified. Putran, the sons. Barhishmataha, of King Barhishman, Nayaihi, by logic. Translation. After seeing that all the trees on the surface of the earth were being turned to ashes, Lord Brahma immediately came to the sons of King Barhishman and pacified them with words and logic. Purport. Whenever there is some uncommon occurrence on any planet, Lord Brahma, being in charge of the whole universe, immediately comes to control the situation. Lord Brahma also came when Hiranyakashipu went severe penances and austerities and brought the whole universe temporal. A responsible man in any establishment is always alert to keep peace and harmony within the establishment. Similarly, Lord Brahma is also allowed to keep peace and harmony within this universe. He consequently pacified the sons of King Barishman with good logic.
Prabhu, can you read little slowly because I'm not getting.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept humble obeisances or lost to Srila
Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna Prabhu Dandavat
Hare Krishna, brother, Nath Pranam Jai.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Bhagavatam.
Jai Prabhupada.
Prabhu, I think my internet connection is not that good. I think I'll stop here, Prabhu. Reading.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for reading.
Haribo, should I
Hare
continue,
Krishna.
Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Please give 1 second. Just charging my phone.
This is completed, Prabhu.
Oh, Pranjal Prabhu, long time no see. Have you been in
Sorry,
Vaikuntha?
Prabhu.
How
Sorry,
is Ada?
Sarang Prabhu.
Semi Prabhu, can you hear me? Should I start?
Yes, Prabhu. Please.
Pranjal Prabhu was in Bhagavad Prabhu. He's
Oh,
been gone. Eh?
oh, there's 8 now. Really nice.
Oh, yes, Prabhu. Oh, Damba Ganga Sujita. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Tatra vasishtaye vriksha bihita duhitaram tada ujarhuste prachetobhya upadishta swayam bhuva. Synonyms: tatra de ava shishtaha, remaining ye which, vrikshaha, trees, bihitaha, being afraid, duhitaram, their daughter, tada, at the time, ujahuru, is it ujahuru? Advised, swayam bhuva, by Lord Brahma. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The remaining trees, being very much afraid of the Prachetas, immediately delivered their daughter at the advice of Lord Brahma. Purport: the daughter of the three trees is referred to in text 13 of this chapter. This daughter was born of Kandu and Pramlocha, the society girl Pramalocha, after giving birth to the child, immediately left for the heavenly kingdom. While the child was crying, the king of the moon took compassion upon her and saved her by putting his finger into her mouth. This child was cared for by the trees, and when she grew up by the order of Lord Brahma, she was delivered to the Prachetas as their wife. The name of the girl was Marisha. Is it Marisha? As the next verse will explain, it was the predominating deity of the trees that delivered the daughter. In this connection, Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhupada states, Vrikshaha tada adi adi shta artar devataha. That word is confusing. Adi shtar hartra devataha. The trees means the controlling deity of those trees. In Vedic literature, we find that there is a controlling deity of the water. Similarly, there is a controlling deity of the trees. The Prachetas were engaged in burning all the trees to ashes, and they considered the trees their enemies. To pacify the Prachetas, the predominating deity of the tree, under the advice of Lord Brahma, delivered the daughter Marisha. Text 48. Oh, I thought my phone was actually charging. Okay, but it's fine. Techa Brahmana Adeshan Marisham Upayemire Yasyam Mahad Avagnaya Avanagnad Ajaniya Janya Yoni Jaha. Synonyms: Te, all the Prachetas, Cha also Brahmanaha of all of Lord Brahma, Adeshat by the order, Marisha, Upa Ye Mire, married. Married, wow, Upa Ye Mire. Sounds Spanish. Married, Yasyam, in whom, Mahat, to a great personality, Avagyanat. On account of disrespect, Ajani took birth, Ajana Yoni Jaha, the son of Lord Brahma, Daksha. Translation: following the order of Lord Brahma, all the Prachetas accepted the girl as their wife. From the womb of this girl, the son of Lord Brahma named Daksha took birth. Daksha had to take birth in the womb of Marisha due to his disobeying and disrespecting Lord Mahadeva Shiva. Consequently, he had to give up his body twice. Yo. Purport. In this connection, the word Mahad Avagyanat is significant. King Daksha was the son of Lord Brahma. Therefore, in a previous birth, he was a Brahmana, but because of his behaving like a non-Brahmana, a Brahmana, by insulting or disrespecting Lord Mahadev, he had to take birth within the semen of a Kshatriya. That is to say, he became the son of the Prachetas. Not only that, but because of his disrespecting Lord Shiva, he had to undergo the tribulation of taking birth within the womb of a woman. In this Daksha Yagna arena, he was once killed by Lord Shiva's servant, Virabhadra. Because that was not sufficient, he again took birth in the womb of Marisha. At the end of the Daksha Yagna and the disastrous incidents there, Daksha offered his prayers to Lord Shiva. Although he had to give up his body and take birth in the womb of a woman impregnated by the semen of a Kshatriya, he nonetheless received all opulence by the grace of Lord Shiva. They are the subtle laws of material nature. Unfortunately, people in this modern age do not know how these laws are working, having no knowledge of the eternity of the spirit soul and its transmigration. The population of the present age is in the greatest ignorance. Because of this, it is said in Bhagavatam, Mandaha sumanda matayo manda Yeah. Hey, Upadrutaha, Bhagavatam 1.1.10. Yeah, remember, it's about envious about Kali Yuga, this one. The total population in this age of Kali Yuga is very bad, lazy, unfortunate, and disturbed by material conditions. Text 49. Chakshushe twa antare prapte praksarge kalavid Drute yasasarja praja ishta sadaksho daiva chodita. Synonyms: chakshushe, named chakshusha. I thought chakshusha was something else that had to do with seeing, Prabhu, isn't it? So, but different meaning. Oh, you don't know it, Prabhu. Semi Prabhu.
But
Oh,
Prabhu,
chakshusha, like chakshu is in like
I
observation.
forgot.
Chakshu means eyes, Prabhu.
Oh, eyes. Oh, I thought it was observation. Okay, Prabhu. No, you can go. I'm not done there, Prabhu. You can go up. Yeah, I'm still on the synonyms. Chakshushe. Name Chakshusha. Two, bad. Antare. The Manvantara. Prapte, when it happened. Prak, previous. Sarge. Creation. Kala. Vidurute. Destroyed in due course of time. Yeah, one who sasarja. Created prajaha, living entities, ishtaha, desirable, saha, he, dakshaha, daksha, daiva, by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, choditaha, inspired. Translation. Translation. His previous body had been destroyed, but he, the same Daksha, inspired by the supreme will, created all the desired living entities in the Chakshusha Manvantara. Purport, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Sahasra Yuga Pariyantam Ahariyat Brahmano Vidu Ratrim Yuga Sahasarantam Tehoratna Vidu Jana. By human calculation, 1,000 ages taken together is the duration of Brahma's one day. And such also is the duration of his night. Bhagavad Gita 8.17. Brahma's one day consists of 1,000 cycles of the four yugas, Satya, Treta, Dwarpa, and Kali. In that one day, there are 14 Manvantaras, and out of these Manvantaras, this Chakshusha Manvantara is the 16th, not 16, sixth. The various Manus existing in one day of Lord Brahma are as follows: Swayambhava, Swarochisha, Swarochisha. 3 Uttama, 4 Tamasa, 5 Raivata, 6 Chakshusha, 7 Vaivasvata, 8 Savarni, 9 Daksha Savarni, 10 Brahma Sarvarni, 11 Dharma Sarvarni, 12 Rudra Sarvani, 13th Deva Sarvani, and 14th Indra Sarvani. I wonder what is Sarvani. Thus, there are 14 Manus in one day of Brahma. In a year, there are 5,040 Manus. Brahma has to live for 100 years. Consequently, the total of Manus appearing and disappearing during the life of one. The life of one Brahma is 504,000, This is the calculation for one universe, and there are innumerable universes. All these manus come and go simply by the breath, by the breathing process of Mahavishnu, as stated in the Brahma Samhita. Yasyaika nash vasita kalam attavalambaya jivanti loma vilaya jagad andanataha Vishnu mahansa iha yasya kala vishesho govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. The word can go down, Prabhu. The word Jagat Anda Nata means Lord Brahma. There are innumerable Jagat Anda Natas, Nata, Brahmas, and thus we can calculate the many Manus. Their present age is under the control of Vai Vasvata Manu. Each Manu lives 4.3 or 4,320,000 years multiplied by 71. The present Manu has already lived for 4.320 million years, multiplied by 28. All these long lifespans are ultimately ended by the laws of material nature. The controversy of Daksha Yajna took place in the Swayambhuva Manvantara period. As a result, Daksha was punished by Lord Shiva, but by virtue of his prayers to Lord Shiva, he became eligible to regain his former opulence. According to Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura, Daksha underwent severe penances up to the 5th Manvantara. Manvantara. Thus, at the beginning of the 6th Manvantara, known as the Chakshusha Manvantara, Daksha regained his former opulence by the blessings of Lord Shiva. Yo Jayamanam Saravesham Tejasvinam Rucha Swayopada Dakshayakcha Karamanam Daksham Abruvan Tam Praja Sarga Rakshayam Anandir Abhishitya Cha Anandir Abhishitya Cha Yuyo Ja Yuyo Ye Je Nyamas Cha Sava Sarava Prajapati. Wrong tune. Synonyms. Ya, one who, Jaya Manaha, just after his birth, Sarva Sham, of all, Teja, the brilliance, Tejas Vinam, brilliant, Rucha, by effulgence, Swayam, his, Upadatta, covered, Dakshat, from being expert, Cha and Karmanam, in fruitive activities, Daksha, Abruvan was called Tam, him, Praja, living beings, Sarga, generating, Rakshayam, in the matter of maintaining, Anadi, the firstborn, Lord Brahma, Abish, Icha, having appointed Cha, also Yoja, engaged, J. This one, J. Engaged, Anyan, others, Cha and Saha, he, Vai, certainly, Sarava, all, Prajapatin, progenitors of living entities. Translation. After being born, Daksha, by the super excellence of his bodily luster, covered all others' bodily opulence. Because he was very expert in performing fruitive activity, He was called by the name Daksha, meaning the very expert. Lord Brahma therefore engaged Daksha in the work of generating living entities and maintaining them. In due course of time, Daksha also engaged other Prajapatis, progenitors, in the process of generating and maintenance. And the four Kumaras rejected it. But then it was after Nesemi Prabhu. This was after the four Kumaras, when there was now life coming into being. Actually, there was life into being. Semi Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, actually that was in first Manvant.
Oh, yes, Prabhu. I think it was in the first, because I can see a in the Chakshusha somewhere.
It is sixth Manvant.
Oh, yeah, the sixth Manu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu. Purport. Daksha became almost as powerful as Lord Brahma. Consequently, Lord Brahma engaged him in generating population. Daksha was very influential and opulent. In his own turn, Daksha engaged other Prajapatis headed by Marichi. In this way, the population of the universe increased. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the fourth Canto, 13th chapter of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, entitled The Activities of the Prachetas. Chapter 31. Narada instructs the Prachetas. I will read one. Just need to go cook after this.
Haribol, yes, Prabhu.
I'm seeing Prabhu Nirjal is around the corner now. Fear is coming.
Yes, Prabhu, 2 days.
Yes, Prabhu. Okay. Maitreya Uvacha Tata Utpanam Vijnana Ashau Adijoksham Bashitam Smaranta Atmaje Baryam Vishrijya Parvarajan Grahat. Synonyms. Maitreya Uvacha. Maitreya said, To Tataha, oh, I was going to say total. Tataha, thereafter, Utpana, developed. Vijnanaha, Vijnanaha, processing perfect knowledge. Ashu, very soon, Adijoksha, by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bashitam, what was enunciated. I remember the Joksha from Gaura Shakti Prabhu. Smarantaha, remembering Atmaje, unto their son Barayam, their wife, Vish, Visarja, after giving Pravarjan, left Grahat from home. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The great Saint Maitreya continued. After that, the Prachetas lived at home for thousands of years and developed perfect knowledge in spiritual consciousness. At last, they remembered the blessings of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and left home, putting their wife in charge of a perfect son. Purport: after the Prachetas had finished their penances, they were blessed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord blessed them by telling them, Haribo, that after finishing their family life, they would return home back to Godhead in due course of time. After finishing their family life, which lasted thousands of years, according to their calculations of the demigods, the Prachetas decided to leave home, putting their wife in the charge of a son named Daksha. This is the process of Vedic civilization. In the beginning of life, as a brahmachari, one has to undergo severe penances and austerity in order to be educated in spiritual values. The brahmachari is never allowed to mingle with women and is thus kept from learning about sex enjoyment. The basic flaw in modern civilization is that boys and girls are given freedom during schools and college to enjoy sex life. Most of the children Most of the children are Varna Sankara, meaning born of undesirable fathers and mothers. Consequently, the whole world is in chaos. It reminds me of this new series, Prabhu. Horrible. Actually, human civilization should be based on the Vedic principles. This means that in the beginning of life, boys and girls should undergo penances and austerities when they are grown. Okay, go down, Prabhu. When they are grown, they should get married, live for some time at home, and beget children. When the children are grown up, the man should leave home and search for Krishna consciousness. In this way, one can make one's life perfect by going home to the kingdom of God. Unless one practices penances and austerities in his student life, he cannot understand the existence of God. Without realizing Krishna, one cannot make his life perfect. The conclusion is that when the children are grown, the wife should be put in the children's charge. The husband may then leave home to develop Krishna consciousness. Everything depends on the development of mature knowledge. Oh, King Pari. It reminds me of Puranja. King Prachina Barishat, the father of oh, the where? Prabhu, did you go too down, or I think you should go a little bit up? King Prachina Barishat, the father of the Prachetas, left home before the arrival of his sons, who were engaged in austerity within the waters. As soon as the time is ripe, or as soon as one has developed perfect Krishna consciousness, he should leave home, even though all his duties may not be fulfilled. Prachina Barishat was waiting for the arrival of his sons, but following the instructions of Narada. As soon as his intelligence was properly developed, he simply left instructions for his ministers to impart to his sons. Thus, without waiting for their arrival, he left home, giving up a comfortable home. Life is absolutely necessary for human beings and is advised by Prahlad Maharaj. Hitvatma patam graham ana anda upam. To finish the materialistic way of life, one should live his so-called comfortable home life, which is simply a means for killing the soul. Atma patam. The home is considered to be a dark well covered by grass, and if one falls within this well, he simply dies without anyone's caring. One should therefore not be too much attached to family life, for it will spoil one's development of Krishna consciousness. Adibol, Prabhu. Someone else can read, Prabhu.
Haribol, thank you so much, Prabhu. Who would
Adibol,
like to
Adibol.
continue?
Your mic is so different today. What's happening?
How?
I don't know. It's like it's too clear.
Is it?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm.
It's not
Maybe
like
someone.
every day. Or did you clean your speakers, Prabhu? Like the where sound comes out.
No, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu.
Who would like to read?
दीक्षिता ब्रह्मण सत्रेण सर्वभूतात्ममेधसा प्रयाश्चित्तं दिशि वेलायां सिद्धोद्भूत यत्र जजलिहः दीक्षैः being determined Brahma Satrena by understanding of the Supreme Spirit Sarva all Bhuta living entities Atma Medasa considering as oneself uh, Pratitsyam in the western Dishi direction Velayam on the seashore Siddhaha, perfect. Abhut became Yatra, where. Jajali, the greatest sage Jajali. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. The Prachetasas went to the seashore in the west, where the great liberated sage Jajali was residing. After perfecting the spiritual knowledge by which one becomes equal to all living entities, the Prachetasas became perfect in Krishna consciousness. Purport. The word Brahmastra means cultivation of spiritual knowledge. Actually, both the Vedas and severe austerity are known as Brahman. Brahma. Veda Vedas Tattvam Tapo Brahma. Brahma also means the absolute truth. One has to cultivate knowledge of the absolute truth by pursuing studies in the Vedas and undergoing severe austerities and penances. The Prachetas properly executed this function and consequently became equal to all living entities, all other living entities. As Bhagavad Gita confirms, Brahmabhuta prasannatma na sochati na kankshati samasarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labhate param. One who is thus transcendently situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman. He never laments nor desires to have anything. He is equally disposed to every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me. Bhagavad Gita 18.54. When one actually becomes spiritually advanced, he does not see the Prabhu, scroll down, Prabhu. He does not see the difference between one living entity and another. This platform is attained by determination. When perfect knowledge is expanded, one ceases to see the outward covering of living entity. He sees rather the spirit soul within the body. Thus, he does not make distinctions between a human being and an animal, a learned Brahmana and Chandala. विद्याविनयसम्पन्ने ब्राह्मणे गविहस्तिनि सुनीचैव स्वपाके च पंडिता समदर्शिनः. The humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, sees with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater outcast. Bhagavad Gita 5.18. Learned person sees everyone equally on spiritual basis, and a learned person, a devotee, wants to see everyone developed in Krishna consciousness. The place where the Prachetas were residing was perfect for executing spiritual activities, for it is indicated that the great sage Jajali attained mukti, liberation there. One desire in perfection or liberation should associate with a person who is already liberated. This is sadhu sangha, associating with a perfect devotee. Text 3. Tanirjita pranamano vacho drusho Yitasanan Santa Samana Vigrahan Paremale Paremale Brahmani Yojitatmanaham Surasuren Yo Dajyese Smanaradaha Tan, all of them Nijita, completely controlled prana, the life air, by the pranayama process, manah, mind, vachaha, words, drishaha, and vision, jitasanaha, who conquered the yogic asana or sitting posture, santa, pacified, samana, straight, vigrahan, whose body, pray, transcendental, amale, free from all material contamination, brahmani, the supreme, yojita, engaged, atmanaha, whose minds, surasura idyaha, worshipped by the demons and by the demigods, Dadrase saw Sma in the past, Narada, the great sage Narada. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After practicing the yogasana for mystic yoga, the prachetas managed to control their life air, mind, words, and external vision. Thus, by the pranayama process, they were completely relieved of material attachment. By remaining perpendicular, they could concentrate their minds on the uppermost Brahman. While they were practicing this pranayama, the great sage Narada, who is worshipped by both demons and by demigods, came to see them. Purport. In this verse, the words pare amale are significant. The realization of Brahman is explained in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. The absolute truth is realized in three phases: impersonal effulgence Brahman, localized Paramatma, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead Bhagavan. In his prayers, Lord Shiva concentrated upon the personal features of Parabrahman, described in personal terms as Snigdha, Pravruddha, Ghana, Shyamam, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 4:24-45. Following the instructions of Lord Shiva, Prachetas also concentrated their minds on the Shyamasundara form of the Supreme Brahman. Although impersonal Brahman, Paramatma Brahman, and Brahman as the Supreme Person are all the same on transcendental platform, the personal future of the Supreme Brahman is the ultimate goal and last word in transcendence. The great sage Narada travels everywhere. He goes to the demons and the demigods and is equally respected. He is consequently described herein as Surasuriendya, worshipped both by demons and by demigods. For Narada Muni, the door of every house is open. Although Although there is perpetual animosity between the demons and demigods, Narada Muni is welcome everywhere. Narada is considered one of the demigods, of course, and the word Devarshi means the saintly person among the demigods. Not even the demon envy Narada Muni. Therefore, he is equally worshipped both by the demons and by demigods. A perfect Vaishnava's position should be just like Narada Muni's, completely independent and unbiased. Text 4. Tamagatam ta उत्थाय प्रणिपच्चामि नन्द्य च पूजयित्वा यदादेशं सुखासो न मदा ब्रुवन्. Scroll down. Tam, to him, agatam, appeared. They, all the prachetas, uttaya, after getting up, pranipatya, offering obeisances, abhinandya, offering welcome, cha, also, puji, pujayitva, worshipping, yata desam, according to the regulative principles, sukasinam, comfortably situated, ata thus, abruvante, they said. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. As soon as the Prachetas saw the great sage Narada has appeared, they immediately got up, even from their asanas. As required, they immediately offered obeisances and worshipped him. And when they saw that Narada Muni was properly seated, and they began to ask him questions. Purport. It is significant that all the Prachetas were engaged in practicing yoga to concentrate their minds on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Scroll down. प्रचेतस उवा ऊचुः स्वागतं ते सुरार्षे द्या दिष्ट्यान्नो दर्शनां गतः त्वा चाङ्क्रमणं ब्रह्मणान् अव्यया यदा रविः. Prachetas Vuchuhu, the Prachetas said, Swagatam, welcome, te unto you, Surarshe, O sage among the demigods, Ajay, today, Dishtya, by good fortune, Na, of us, Dashanam, audience, Gataha, we have come, Tva, your, Chankramanam, Chankramanam, movements, Brahman, O great Brahmana, Abhyaya, for fearlessness, Yada, as Ravi of the sun. Translation. Prabhu, scroll down, Prabhu. All the Prachetas began to address the great sage Narada. O great sage, O Brahmana, we hope you met with no disturbance while coming here. It is due to our great fortune that we are now able to see you. By the traveling of the sun, people are revealed from fear of the darkness of night, a fear bought by the thieves and rogues. Similarly, by your traveling is like the sun's, for you drive away all kinds of fear. Purport. Because of the night's darkness, everyone is afraid of rogues and thieves, especially in great cities. People are often afraid to go out on the streets, and we understand that even in great city like New York, people do not go to people do not like to go out at night. More or less, when it is night, everyone is afraid, either in the city or in the village. However, as soon as the sun rises, everyone is relieved. Similarly, this material world is dark by nature. Everyone is afraid of danger at every moment. But when one sees a devotee like Narada, all fear is relieved. Just as the sun disperses darkness, the appearance of great sage Narada disperses ignorance. When one meets Narada or his representative spiritual master, he is free from all anxiety brought about by ignorance. Text 6. यदादिष्टं भगवता स्वेनादोक्षजेन च तद्गृहेषु प्रसुत्तानं प्रायशः प्रायशः क्षिपितं प्रभो यत् what Adishtam was instructed Bhagavata by the exalted personality Shivena, Lord Shiva, Adokshajena by Lord Vishnu, Cha also that Gruheshu to family affairs, Praksh, Prakshta Prasaktanam by us who are too much attached, Prayashaha almost, Shapidam forgotten, Prabhu, O Master. Translation. O Master, may we inform you that because of our being overly attached to family affairs, we almost forgot the instructions we received from Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. Purport. Remaining in family life is a kind of concession for sense enjoyment. One should know that sense enjoyment is not required, but one has to accept sense enjoyment in as much as one has to live, as confirmed in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 1.2.10 Kamasya Nendriya Pritihi. One has to become a Goswami and control his senses. One should not simply use his senses for sense gratification. Rather, the senses should be employed just as much as required for maintaining body and soul together. Srila Guru Goswami recommends अनासक्तस्य विषयान् यथार्थम् उपयुञ्जतः. One should not be attached to sense objects but should accept sense enjoyment as much as required, no more. If one wishes to enjoy the senses more than required, he becomes attached to family life, which means bondage. All the Prachetas admitted their fault in remaining in household life. Text 7. Tannaham प्रद्योतयाज्ञा आत्मज्ञानं तत्तार्धदर्शनं येनाज्ञसां तरिज्यामुं दुस्तरं भवसागरां भवसागरं तद therefore nah for us pradyodya kindly awaken Adhyatma, transcendental, Jnanam, knowledge, Tattva, absolute truth, Artha, for the purpose of Darshanam, philosophy, Yena, by which Agnyasa, easily, Thrice Yam, Thrice Yamaha, we can cross over, Dustaram, formidable, Bhavasagaram, the ocean of nescience. Translation. Dear Master, kindly enlighten us in transcendental knowledge, which may act as torch by which we may cross the dark nations of material existence. Purport. The Prachetas requested Narada to enlighten them in transcendental knowledge. Generally, when a common man meets a saintly person, he wishes to get some material benediction. However, the Prachetas were not interested in material benefit, for they had enjoyed all this sufficiently. Nor did they want the fulfillment of their material desires. They were simply interested in crossing the ocean of nescience. Everyone should be interested in getting out of these material clutches. Everyone should approach a saintly person in order to be enlightened in this connection. One should not bother a saintly person to get blessings for material enjoyment. Generally, householders receive saintly persons to get their blessings, but their real aim is to become happy in the material world. Asking such material benedictions is not recommended in the Shastras. Text 8. Maitreya Uvacha इति प्रचेतसां पृष्टो भगवान् भगवान् नारदो मुनिः भगवाच्च उत्तमश्लोक अवीक्ष अवीक्षतात्मब्रुवान् रूपान् Maitreya Uvacha. Maitreya said, Iti thus, Prachetasam, by the Prachetas, Prishtaha, being asked, Bhagavan, the great devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narada Munihi, very thoughtful, Bhagavati, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Uttama Sloki, possessing excellent renown, Advishta, observed, Atma, whose mind, Abravi, they replied, Nrupan, to the kings. Translation. Scroll down. The great sage Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, being thus petitioned by the Prachetas, the supreme devotee Narada, who is always absorbed in the thoughts of Supreme Personality Godhead, began to reply. Purport. In this verse, Bhagavan Narada indicates that Narada is always absorbed in the thoughts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhagavat Chuttama Sloka Avishtatma. Narada has no other business than thinking of Krishna, talking of Krishna, and preaching about Krishna. Therefore, he is sometimes called Bhagavan. Bhagavan means one who possesses all opulences. When a person possesses Bhagavan within his heart, he is sometimes also called. Scroll down. Bhagavan. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said, Sakshat Darittvena Samasta Shastraihi. In every Shastra, the spiritual master is accepted directly as a supreme personality of a Godhead. This does not mean that the supreme master or a saintly person like Narada has actually become the supreme personality of Godhead, but he is accepted in this way because he possesses the supreme personality of Godhead within his heart constantly. As described here, Avishtatma. When one is simply absorbed in the thought of Krishna, he is also called Bhagavan. Bhagavan possesses all opulence. If one possesses Bhagavan within his heart always, he does not automatically possess all opulence also. In what sense a great devotee like Narada can be called Bhagavan? In that sense, a great devotee like Narada can be called Bhagavan. However, one cannot tolerate when a rascal or impostor is called Bhagavan. One must possess either all opulences or the supreme personality of Godhead, Bhagavan, who possesses all opulences. Text 9. Narada Uvacha तज्जन्मतानि कर्माणि तदायुष्टान्मनोवचः नृणां येन हि विश्वात्मा स्वेयते ह्रिः ईश्वरः Narada Uvacha. Narada said, Tajjanma, that birth, Tani, those, Karmani, fruitive activities, Tat, that, Ayuhu, span of life, Tat, that, Manaha, mind, Vachaha, words, Nudam, of human beings, Yena, by which he, certainly, Vishtatmana, the super soul, Swayate, is served, Harihi, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ishvaraha, the Supreme Controller. Translation. The great sage Narada said, when living entity is born to engage in the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Supreme Controller, his birth, by his fruitive activities, his lifespan, and his mind and his words are all factually perfect. Purport. In this word, Nunam is very important. There are many other births besides human birth, but Narada Muni here, especially speaking, scroll down of human birth. Amongst human beings, there are different types of men. Of these, those who are advanced in spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness are called Aryans. Amongst Aryans, one who engages in the devotional service of the Lord is most successful in life. The word Runam indicates that lower animals do not engage in devotional service of the Lord. In perfect society, everyone should engage the devotional service of the Lord. It does not matter whether one is born poor or rich, black or white. There may be so many material distinctions for one who takes birth in human society, but everyone should engage in the Lord's devotional service. In the present moment, civilized nations have given up God consciousness for economic development. They are actually no longer interested in advancing in God consciousness. Formerly, their forefathers were engaged in executing religious principles, whether one is Hindu, Muslim, Buddhist, Jewish, or whatever. Everyone has some religious institution. Real religion, however, means becoming God conscious. It is particularly mentioned herein that birth is successful if an interest in Krishna consciousness is taken. Activity is successful if it results in serving the Lord. Philosophical speculation or mental speculation is successful when engaged in understanding the supreme personality of Godhead. The senses are worth possessing when engaged in the service of the Lord. Actually, devotional service means engaging the senses in the service of the Lord. At the present moment, our senses are not purified. Therefore, our senses are engaged in the service of society, friendship, love, politics, sociology, and engaged in the service and so on. However, when the senses are engaged in the service of the Lord, one attains bhakti or devotional service. In the next verse, these matters will be more clearly explained. When one great devotee of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the Lord, he said that all his desires were fulfilled. He said, "Today everything is auspicious. Today my birthplace and neighborhood are completely glorified. Today my senses, from my eyes down to my toes, are fortunate. Today my life is successful because I have been able to see the lotus feet that are worshipped by the goddess of fortune." Prabhu, someone else can please continue, Prabhu.
Haribol, thank you so much, Prabhu. Okay, now we need to go to Sikshastakam prayers because it's getting so late. Who wants to start?
चेतोदर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादावाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयकैरवचन्द्रिकावितरणं विद्यापदौ जीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुदिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतास्वादनं सर्वात्मास्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम्. Should I continue, Prabhu, or
Yes, Prabhu, you can read.
Your voice not coming, Prabhu.
Prabhu, your voice is gone.
So may I read?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Sorry, you have come.
Prabhu, Nayanam Kaladashridhara, that one.
नयनं गलदस्तुधारया उदरं गदगदरुद्धया गिरा पुलकैर्निजितं वपुः कदा यौवनामग्रहणे भविष्यति. So Prabhu, where was you?
Down, down, Prabhu, down. Yugaitam Nimishyana.
युगायितं निमेधेन चक्षुषा प्रावृत्सायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे आश्लिष्टवापादरतां विनष्टमाम् अदर्शनान्मर्महदां करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विद्धातु लम्बटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव न परः
Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the fire of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar of which we are always anxious. O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to the living entities, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energy. These are not even hard and fast. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by chanting your holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy names of the Lord in humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the street in the street straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige and ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want to your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death, and place me as one of the atoms of your lotus feet. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are falling from my eyes like torrents of rain. I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly in his embrace or makes me broken hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipable Lord unconditionally.
हरि बोल श्री शिक्षाष्टकम की जय
Me, Prabhu, your voice is changed.
How Prabhu?
Your voice is changed today.
Is it? Why is that?
No, Prabhu, I can hear clearly.
Hmm. Who
No,
wants to
Prabhu, I mean change. There is some change. Look like your voice.
Maybe the computer has some problem. Who wants to continue? We have the 10 offenses.
Yes, provide me. बहुजन का यदि स्मरण कीर्तन तो बुद्ध न पाएगा संपत्ति प्रेम. And if one is interested with 10 offense in the chanting of the Holy name, in the chanting of Hare Krishna, Mahamandra, despite his endeavor to chant the Holy name for many births, he will not get the love of Godhead. That is the ultimate goal of this chanting. First offense is to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord.
To consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Third, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Fourth, to blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in pursuance of the Vedic version. To consider the glories of chanting of Hare Krishna to be imagination. Sixth, to give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord. Seventh, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord. Eighth, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna of the one of the auspicious ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities karma kanda, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10th, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so much instructions on this matter. It is also an
Prabhu, your voice is not coming. Did we read this? Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve
yes,
the
Prabhu.
desire of Krishna Prema.
Yes,
Oh.
Prabhu.
We offer our respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like desired trees, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
Vanchakapataruvyascha kripasindhyavyascha patitana
Bhagavan
bhagavayo
Maitanam Brahmayamya Vaishnavidya Namaha.
Vishnu